welcome to the Dungeon Crawl Classics Road Crew game, Stories from Valtara. I am your judge, Shadowfoot, and this will be an ongoing actual play of the Dungeon Crawl Classics RPG in a homebrew region of my making. We will follow a group of villagers as they seek to be more than just lowly craftsmen and peasants, seeking riches and glory through sword and sorcery, or die trying. The following is Episode 1. Today our villagers will come together for the conclusion of the Day of Fate celebration and compete in the final round of tournament games. Will luck be on their side? Will their skills bring them victory? Or will they find disappointment watching others claim victory and the spoils? If you enjoy these stories, feel free to like and subscribe. And now, welcome to Valtara. So, who would like to start? We want to just go down the list from top to bottom. Callie, start with Half Pint. Let us know about Half Pint really quick.
Alright, so Half Pint, he's absolutely coward. He's a halfling. One day he witnessed friends here with the thief committing a crime, and then he was like the witness of the crime, and basically he started like following like the thief. So the argument that he uses is that he wants like to teach like the thief about the good things in life and not being like a criminal anymore. However, underneath this, he actually admired the thief, and he's trying to build up like his bravery and stop being the little coward he is, because he's just a little hobbit who spent his entire life just drinking and eating, and he never like had an adventure or anything, and that's his first time to get away from his boring life.
Alright. Naved, tell us about the barber.
Yeah, so the barber is the aforementioned thief in question. And he was a very peaceful man. He was a barber. He was very happy living that life, and he had a family. But one day his child manifested some magical abilities, and there was a man in the village named Hawthorne who ratted out his son to the Order of the Scales. And then they subsequently came by and took him away. But during that altercation, the barber tried to resist it. His son panicked. There was some more magic that happened, and he got hideously deformed through that magic, and which led to some other things that happened. But needless to say, the killing that Half Pint saw was the barber actually killing the snitch, Hawthorne. So it was a very personal thing. It was his first kill. And he's kind of figuring out now what that means for him and where he's going to go from here. But he still really wants to either find his son or get revenge on the order that took him. And that is the barber. He has a personality of 6. He's extremely ugly. He's got blotchy, melting face. He's aged a lot. So those who grew up with him, who the warrior is, they grew up together, so he knows him as a very different kind of person. But that is the barber.
All right. Royal Guard, tell us about John.
All right. Well, John, he's grew up as a hunter's apprentice at first, and then became a full-time apprentice, or full-time hunter. And he hunts local animals for the local butcher. And on the side, he's very interested in magic. Some people don't really know that about him, because he likes to keep it a bit of a secret. And he's also a bit of a swindler too. In fact, he swindled Pious Pete here a little bit. He convinced him that one of his items was worth way more than it actually is worth, and got away with it, but I guess he found out. So yeah, that's John Grimbley.
All right. Sam, tell us about Levi. Sam, you there? You muted.
Sorry, I was muted there. My bad. Levi is an elf, and he's kind of like an elf with a link complex. You know, he's his mother disappeared researching a spell to another realm, and he's been very um he's just into like anything esoteric or legendary, mythical, that kind of thing. And yeah, I guess that's him.
All right. Scott, tell us about Pim.
So Pin is a dwarven trapper. Half Pint served him his most delicious meal he ever had, and one day he hopes to return the favor to Half Pint. Pin is a dwarf that does not conform to dwarven society. So he is always out and about looking for adventure, selling his trapping for coin. He loves gold, and although he's looking for adventure, he has never had one. That's Pin.
All right. Tom, tell us about Mungo.
Mongo is a peasant, has a small orchard, worships who the local agricultural god be? Would it be Ildavir?
I believe that's what we came up with.
Okay, so worships Ildavir as god of nature, is extremely superstitious, sees signs importance in everything, and is willing to believe any kind of cockamamie story about spirits and the supernatural that anybody tells them. So, yeah, definitely, probably got a lot of some good luck amulets that don't do anything, but they are convinced someone has sold them that will improve their luck. So that's why they're going to go gambling today.
All right. And Zavin, tell us about Pius.
Yeah, so Pious Pete is a very short, stout, bearded human who often gets, at least at first glance, mistaken for being a dwarf. He was kind of ostracized a bit as a kid, so he ended up hanging out with a lot of dwarves, were most of his friends. Learned to be an alchemist from a kind of a hermity dwarf who lives on the mountains. The elf, I believe Levi, he really, really, really wants Levi to convert to see the light of Dainthar, the basically one of the dwarven gods of industry and technology, and will stop at nothing until he converts. And believes in the fallen star and is attempting to retrieve it or a portion of it in the name of Dainthar.
All right. Well, that is our party as we get started today. So welcome everybody, and we are ready to get started then. So you guys have already been given your intro. You know what's going on. So today you all find yourselves itching with excitement and anticipation. The annual Lunar Festival is concluding today, and you have spent the last month or more getting ready. Vendors from all over Valtara have come, offering an assortment of fine foods and interesting items to browse. Street performers entertain with jovial music, theater, and acrobatic displays. The tournament games have begun, and you have all made it to the final rounds. As you approach the town center, you can hear music from the minstrels playing loud, the hum of conversation, and the smell of an assortment of cured meats and sweet-baked goods. The town center is a large square set next to the Temple of Goron, with shop carts lining up in rows, taking up half the courtyard. The other half has several makeshift arenas set up for the tournament games, and you arrive early in the day to get yourself ready for your final competitions. Is there anything anybody would like to necessarily do prior to getting into the competitions?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like to eat some bread.
Eat some bread. All right.
Yeah.
You find a
Yeah,
couple
soak up
different
that
carts where they have several different, regular like loaves of breads and things like that. But then they also have some sweet like baked pastries and stuff as well.
Oh, I'm just looking for plain white absorbent bread.
All right. You can easily find that. You find a baker pretty much right as you walk in. You find one that has an assortment of different kinds of breads. Some are like in twists, some are just a straight loaf, some are a little bit flatter. So you browse through there, see one that smells pretty good, and pay 1 copper for a loaf of bread.
Done. Just scarfing it down.
All right. Anybody else?
Pin sort of doing dwarven push-ups and sit-ups and stretching out and getting ready for his competition, and got a mean old focused look on his face.
All right. Give me 1 strength check. Oh yeah, no problem. You're up on like 2 fingers doing push-ups, getting yourself stretched out and ready to go. It's first thing in the morning. You're feeling energized. You're actually even kind of the other competitors in the competition with you that have seen you are a little bit worried, looking at just how just ready to go you're looking.
And I think the barber, it wasn't much for sports, and to look at him, you wouldn't think he's much for sports now either. He looks like this snobby old man, and he's dressed in a kind of shabby suit, but he's walking around. He's just kind of looking around at the archery range with his nose up in the air, just his hands behind his back, just observing everything, and fingering some bows and arrows. And people are kind of looking at him like, "What's this guy doing here?" Yeah, he's just checking everything out.
All right. And
So Mungo, as he's a costermonger, will be selling some fruits and vegetables part of the festival. So he'll like try and hawk his wares around, like finest mangoes here, selling them with like mango and chili, I guess. So
all right, you got some local spices and things like that you put on it. Perfect. So yeah, you got people coming through the day and such like that. Since you're working at a cart, when it's all said and done, we'll roll and see how much money you made for the day.
So
Oh,
Half Pint, he's walking with the thief, and he's explaining to him all the 36 different ways you can butcher the chicken. So he's just explaining the entire manual.
all right.
The barber's looking not at all interested, but he doesn't stop him either at the same time.
All right.
If Levi will be doing like some elven breathing exercises and like whatever their equivalent of
Kind of meditating.
yoga or whatever like focuses.
All right. All right. Anybody else we missed? Okay. So you all go through your preparations, getting yourselves ready, and you hear a dong go off. The main bell at the church, the temple goes off, signifying that games are beginning. And you hear some calling out from the archery range. Barber, you need our competitors to the archery range. Please step forward. And the barber goes to step forward towards, and you see also 2 others. One looks like an elven kind of scout-looking person, and the third is a big kind of brutish guy. He has a bow that's much larger than everybody else's. And all 3 of you step forward and get your arrows ready, get your bows ready. You see the targets are fresh targets down at the far end of the range, and we are ready to begin. The crier calls out, round 1 is about to begin. You see the crowd starting to gather around now, cheering, eating their fruits and breads and sweets and things that they have purchased in preparation, and there's a lot of excitement. You see a few people going around with hats, taking bets and things like that as well, and everything is starting to get very exciting. So with that, we are into our first round of the archery competition. So again, we'll roll d6s 3 times. You'll add your agility modifier. Best of the three wins the round, and there's going to be 3 rounds. So to start, Barber, loose your first arrow.
So you see the barber goes up to his position, and he has his cane, and he's got his hat, like some kind of fedora or something like that. And he just very slowly takes his time. He puts his cane to the side and takes his hat and dusts it off a bit, and then just puts it off to the side.
You hear a couple people laughing, like, what is this old man going to do?
Exactly. And you see him, like, he does some stretches, but they're like old man in the park stretches, you know, not the guys who've been doing like Tai Chi for 10 years, but just somebody who just showed up and is going to start exercising. And he's just like, oh, he's just doing like very like shallow stretches, not anything athletic at all. Takes up the bow, and he just kind of pulls it back a bit, and he makes a big show of like pulling it back, like it's really like it's big effort, and it's wobbly in his hands, and he's not really sure if he can aim it properly. It's kind of shaking a bit, and then he'll take his first shots. So 3d6s, you said?
Just do 1d6 to start, because you're going to do each round. Yep, all 3 people are going to shoot their first arrow.
All right, so it'll be this plus 2 for my modifier.
All right, a 4 to start. All right, yeah. Everyone's like, oh, well, that wasn't too bad. And you see a small like golf clap going on, and then the scout steps up and he looses his arrow. A 4 as well. And then the brute steps up with his large bow.
I don't think that's quite fair. We should all have the same bow, don't you think?
Your puny little bow is not enough.
Well, may I use your bow for the next round then, to keep things fair, as you say?
Oh, you couldn't possibly pull it back.
Oh, probably not, but it would be amusing to let me try, wouldn't it?
He hands it to you. And it is definitely like, it's probably like twice the pound strength to pull this thing back. It is quite strong.
Would it give me any additional bonus?
I would say if anything, it would be... No, there's no advantage from it. It's the same amount of strength, you know, or strain for him to pull this one is for you to pull the other one.
Yeah, so then I'd make a big show of like, oh, like I can't even move the bowstring, you know, like, oh, no, I think I should stick with what I have. Oh, here you go, and I give it back to him.
And he laughs,
but I was basically checking to see if he's getting any kind of, you know, if he's cheating or getting any kind of advantage.
Nope.
From that. All right, go again?
Yep.
All right.
Loose your second arrow. Nice.
7.
A bullseye on that one.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone cheers.
And I just kind of hold my arm like, oh.
And you can see the scout again steps up to loose her arrow. A 3 hits one of the outer rings. And then lastly, our brute steps forward, loosing his arrow. This one goes sailing over wide. He misses the target entirely.
I just go.
And he
Strength
looks at you
everything,
with
young man.
dissent. All right, 2 arrows down. Loose your third arrow.
4 again.
Another 4.
So 4, 7, 4.
And the scout steps up to loose her final arrow. And she barely hits the outer ring. And lastly, the brute, feeling a bit more confident, rearranges himself and scores a 3. So the first round.
Well.
A 15, a 9, and an 8. Our barber leads the way. Time for round 2. Please go gather your arrows. And all 3 of you can walk down, pull out your arrows from your targets, and walk back and reset yourselves.
And I do that very slowly with my cane, walk slowly down and take my arrows very slowly one at a time, and then slowly walk back as if I'm a very old man.
All right, everyone is back in line. Competitors, loose your first arrow.
All right. 6 for this one.
A 6. Almost a bullseye, just outside the ring. Our scout looses her arrow.
Loosening up a bit. Oh, nice one, and I give her a little clap.
She's feeling warmed up. She's feeling a bit more confident again, and so is our brute. The second round looks much tighter, much closer. Our competitors seem to have woken up. All right.
Well warmed up now.
Barber, release your second arrow.
4 again.
Or a little bit further out. Still good, though. All right. Our scout looses her arrow. Ooh, just barely hits the target. Almost misses. And our brute. 3. Hits one of the middle rings. All right, our barber leads the way again. Loose your third arrow.
5.
Nice. And our scout. A 4. Looks like you're winning this round as well. Unless our brute can get a bullseye. Which he cannot. Barely hits the outer part of the ring. Alright.
Well. I'm much better with a razor, but this is nice too.
Another 15 for the barber. A 12 for our scout. And a 10 for our big fella. Alright, at this point, I don't know if anyone can beat him, but let's go down and gather our arrows again. You all head down, pick out your arrows, and come back. Alright, third and final round. Barber looks like he has it in the bag, unless something terrible happens.
4.
Oof, 4. Not too bad, not too bad. And off goes our scout. Oh, and you see her looking a bit worried now. She feels like she's completely out of the game. And our brute looking angry. Just pulls back too far, and again the arrow goes sailing over, missing the target entirely. And he basically throws his bow down to the ground in anger. All right, Barber, loose your second arrow.
Sorry, hang on. 1 second. I clicked the wrong button.
Another
Ooh.
bullseye.
Nice. 8.
And you hear a lot of cheering going on, seeing the bullseye. And then our scout, looking a bit worried, gets a 6. Hits again the outer itty bitty ring of that bullseye, just barely missing.
Good shot, good shot.
And our brute pulls up, lets loose, and his arrow, basically his bow almost snaps from throwing it down. Hitting a 2, just hitting the outer ring. All right, third
Take
and
care of your equipment, sir.
And you hear him just grunt at you. Third and final arrows. Barber, loose.
7.
7, another bullseye. And everyone just cheers and goes wild. And at this point, the scout looks like she doesn't even care. She just looses an arrow, not even aiming, hitting a 3. And the brute looks at his bow, having the string snapped, and just throws his arrow down and doesn't even come close. All right, final round. An 18 for the barber, his best round of the day. A 12 for our scout, and our brute gets a 3. And with that, our barber is our champion, scout is second, and brute third. Great work, everybody. Great job in the competition. And everyone cheers and goes wild for everything that had just been happening. And they say, at the end of our celebrations this evening, we'll call for all of our competitors to come up on the pedestal and you will receive your rewards. Thank you and enjoy the festivities. And everyone...
I offer my 2 co-competitors free shaves / haircuts at my shop.
Oh, thank you. You can tell the brute looks like he probably hasn't had a shave or a cut in quite a while. The scout keeps her stuff a little bit tighter, and she thanks you as well. And then they head off to go just basically see the rest of the activities and things that are going on. All right.
Can I check if Half Pint was watching?
Yeah. Well, was Half Pint watching?
Yeah, and I just tap him in the back.
All
I
right.
didn't even know I could do that.
Actually, his hamstrings, because, well, my size.
That was good fun. That was good fun. Let's go to the next event now.
Yeah, you are good at things like a. That's good, mate.
Yes, it's all about visualization. You know what you think you're shooting at. Can
Yeah, at
focus
least we're
here.
not shooting other people, right?
Well, that was kind of what I was thinking about, but that's okay. Let's carry on.
All right. Bong, bong. The bell at the temple goes off again, and you hear some horns going off. Log cutting competition is about to begin. Make your way over. And this one's over towards the farther end of the courtyard here. You walk over and you see 3 logs that are mounted and standing upright on a large platform. You already see 2 heavier looking kind of brutish guys as well. They look like they're log cutters. You find out that they are actually down from Elm's Reach, and they have come down to compete in this competition. And Pin walks up as well, gets himself ready. So you see this stout dwarf flexing his muscles and getting himself ready to go. Again, people start gathering around. You hear conversation in between. You hear, some local bettings just between friends. Another person coming around taking almost like official bets and things like that on who is going to win the competition. You can tell that a lot of people have faith in Pin to win this. They saw him warming up and looks quite strong and stout and ready to go. So some bets have been put on Pin as well. So with that, this competition is going to be a D20 plus your strength modifier. First to reach 100 gets first place, second gets second place, and third gets third place. So with that, on your march, get set and cut. So first round, roll your first D20.
Okay, so Pin looks around real quick, bits on his hands, rubs it all together, gets ready, grabs the axe, nice taut grip over his head, and swings. Oh, no!
A bit too much spit in your hands as you go to swing. It kind of slips a little bit, and you just get one little edge of it that kind of sticks into the axe, or into the wood. And you see the other 2, not even paying attention to you, just start immediately going at it. So the first one rolls a 15.
Oh, jeez.
And the second one, a 16. All right, roll your second hit. Ooh, much better there. And the second one for our second guy. Ooh, that's only a 6. Gotta do quick math here. All right, and our third competitor rolls another 15. Not too bad, not too bad. Our third competitor is the one leading the way. All right, go ahead and roll your third hit. Another 16, that's good. Our second guy rolls a 7. Oh, he's slowing down, And our third rolls a 3. His axe slips a little bit. All right, go ahead and roll your next hit. Ooh, there you go. Natural 20. I like it. Taking the lead currently. All right, our second competitor swings. A 10. And our third competitor, a 13, trying to keep pace. All right, Pin, feeling like you're in the lead. Make your next swing. Another good hit. All right, our second competitor swings hard. Another 11. And our third competitor, feeling like he was in the lead but falling behind, swings hard and rolls a 20 as well. Keeping pace. Our race is tight. Pin, your next swing. A 14. All right. Our second competitor swings hard. Oof, only an 8. And our third competitor, 16. And we are currently tied for first place. This could be our last swing. You try to finish off your log, trying to finish it and take first place. Pin, let loose your axe. Oof. That one slips a little bit. Only a 9. All right, our second competitor falling behind, trying to make up. Pretty good swing there. Covers up some ground. And our third competitor has the chance to finish it. Ooh, it's going to come up just shy. All right. This should be our final round. Pin. With an 11. Your log comes falling down. All right, our second competitor. Oof, only a 5. Axe goes slipping and is unable to make a hard hit. And our last competitor swings hard, scoring an 11 as well. Comes in just before you're able to fell yours. His comes falling down. And then our our second competitor has to swing a couple more times. That's a 15, gets her close, or gets him close. And the last one takes 2 more mighty swings and falls his log. All right, cheering goes on. Our big fella, our third competitor, raises up his axe and cheers and flexes. Pin, you feel good, but you thought you had it there for a minute, but just barely came up just behind. So you'll be finishing second in the competition.
Boo.
All right, more cheering goes on. You do hear a few boos. People had put some money on you after seeing you, flexing your muscles and such. But so some boos come your way after people have lost some money on you. But not too much anger there. Everyone was doing this in good fun. No one lost their houses over this. But everybody again starts to settle down, and you get told the same thing. Well, great job, competitors. Our champions, everybody, and everyone kind of cheers and claps a little bit more as they start to disperse, and then you're told again as well. When the festivities commence tonight, you will be called up on stage to receive your prizes. Great work, competitors, great work. Enjoy the rest of the festivities. And you are all able to go back to whatever it is you would like to spend the rest of your day doing. And another few moments go by, maybe another half hour or so, and dong, the bell goes off again on the temple. Horns go off. Stone lifting is beginning. Competitors, make your way to the arena. Fans, come see who's going to take home the prizes. And everyone makes their way over to the stone lifting competition. So as you get here, you see basically a long, thin track. There are 3 carts set up, and on both ends of the track there are piles of these bricks, these stones that have been carved into basically more rectangular square shapes to be used as bricks in the future, but for now they're going to be used as weights for this competition. So the wheelbarrows basically have 2 wheels, the cart, and then they have the 2 sticks that you're basically going to lift up and drag these carts down the street back and forth as they continue to put more and more bricks on. So these will be strength competitions. The DC will continue to rise. So it'll be your strength check, so D20 plus your strength modifier. So with that, they load up the cart with the first round of bricks, and they say, begin! and everyone can begin taking their cart down the road. So Hundo and Levi, go ahead and roll your strength checks. All right, both of you, no problem getting down there yourselves. Same with our third competitor. Everyone makes it down to the other end. Everyone's cheering and being excited. Some bets again are getting placed as you guys are taking your carts down. You all pretty much take it at the same steady pace. It's not a race, and you guys know that. So you just have to get down to the other end. So you're saving your strength. Go down at a nice steady pace. Everyone makes it down, and we are on to the next round. They place a few more stones in the carts as you turn around. All right, competitors, begin. Roll your next strength check. Oof. Hundo, as you get about halfway down, one of the carts slips out of your hand, almost losing track of it, but you are able to regain. Same with our third competitor. And you guys are able to make it down to the other end, just barely, almost dropping the cart. All right, they get down to the other end, and they're going to place more stones in the basket as you guys turn around. All right, competitors, begin. All right, no problem with that one. And you all make it down to the other end. All right, we're up to a DC 10. They put more stones in your cart. It's feeling a bit more heavy at this point. Your legs might be starting to burn just a little bit. All right, competitors, begin. Oof. Levi slips, drops his cart. As he drops his cart, he is wrung out. Levi getting... Levi only getting second place. All right. Our third competitor, he just starts to go off of the starting, and he drops his. Levi gets about halfway down, drops his, and Hundo makes it all the way to the other end. So that is going to be Hundo first place. Levi second place, and our third competitor coming in at third. More cheering goes on. Everyone excited for everything that's been going on. A few people you could tell won some bets off of Hundo. A couple other people a little upset that Levi and our other competitor didn't do as well. But the cheering goes on and the bell goes off. All right, thank you, competitors. Great work, great work. You will be given your awards tonight at the ceremony. Please be ready. Until then, enjoy the festivities. And you guys are able to head off and enjoy the rest of the festivities. At this point, we go over to one of the local taverns. And inside, there are tables set up with some gambling going on. There are a few people here watching as well. Less people here watching, as watching gambling isn't as exciting as some of these other competitions for a lot of the people here in town. But there are a few that are quite interested. So the gambling, how that one's going to work again. Each player will roll a D8 plus their luck modifier, a D6 plus their luck modifier, and a D4 plus their luck modifier. The highest total wins. Once you have 3 losses, you're out. So basically, you come in third 3 times, you're out. All right. With that, we are ready to begin here. You see the person handling the gambling going on. This is a card type game. Starts dealing out the cards and things like that. So everybody can go ahead and roll their first. That's a D8 plus your luck modifier. All right. And with that, he throws out the next cards. Everybody roll a D6 plus your luck modifier.
Whoa, half pints is it's getting lucky today, huh?
Apparently. All right. And he throws out your third card, a D4, plus your luck modifier.
Well, not this one.
All right. With that, we have 15 for half pint, a 9 for John, and an 8 for Mungo. That is 1 loss for Mungo, 1 victory for half pint. All right. The gambling commences. You guys take your coins and such that you won, and then the dealer reshuffles and prepares to throw down the next cards. Go ahead and
Okay,
go ahead.
Mungo is going to, let's see, I just have a fruit and a water skin. He's going to have a dragon fruit that he's going to think is lucky because it came from there. He's going to rub his lucky dragon fruit and kiss it. You know,
right.
we're going to want better luck.
All right. Roll those D8s.
Oh, again. All right. I'm sure rolling is cow.
Shouldn't be Carl. Let's see, because it went half pint John. Yeah, Carl's not even on here. Mungo, John, and half pint. Yeah, it should be half pint, right? Click on the half pint token and roll.
Yeah.
It'll
Oh,
still
yeah,
be
it's
a
7.
7. Yeah,
Maybe.
still 7. Okay. Okay, so again, half pint starting out pretty well there again. All right, second card comes out. That's your D6. All right, a 2, a 2, and a 4. And our third card comes out, the D4. All right, this one was a closer race. We got a 12 for half pint, a 10 for John, and an 11 for Mungo. That's 1 loss for John, another win for half pint. Half pint feeling lucky there. Mungo's rubbing his dragon fruit did him a little bit better. All right, half pint collects his winnings, and the dealer shuffles again and lets out his first 3 cards. So here's your D8s again. Oh, there we go. Mungo starting with a 6. Very good. Half pint of 3.
Yeah.
Oh, 4.
Yep. Guys, lucky dragon fruit's working.
All right. He throws down the second set of cards, your D6s. And your third card, your D4s. Again, tight race here. We have an 8 for half pint, a 9 for John, and a 9 for Mungo. So we tied here, so you split the pot for this one, and half pint gets his first loss. All right. Dealer shuffles and throws out the first 3 cards again. D8s. All right. 7, a 7, and a 4. Second card, D6s. All right. A 3, a 6, and a 4. All right, John's feeling confident on this one as the D4s come out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, this one almost by a landslide. Looks like John's going to be coming in first here. That's a 13 for half pint. That is a 17 for John. And an 11 for Mungo. Mungo gets his second loss. All right, next set of cards comes out, D8s. We've got a 5, a 1, and a 4. All right. D6s. A 6, a 4 to 4. And our D4s.
Oof, I think Mungo's going out.
And a 3. All right, so that is going to be a 16 for Half Pint. That's going to be a 9 for John, and that is still a 11 for Mungo. That's John's second loss. All right, getting tight down here, getting close to the end. Dealer shuffles and throws down his D8s. Oof. Got an 8 in there. All right. 5, 8, and 6. He throws down the D6s. We got a 4, 2, and 3. And our D4s. That is 3, 2, and 4. All right. With that, that's a 12 for Half Pint, a 12 for John, and a 13 for Mungo. So that is a tie for the loss there. Tell you what, John and Half Pint, throw me one more D4. Break the tie there.
Plus lucky, right?
Yep, plus luck.
Oh,
Man! Half Pint's luck takes him just ahead. John is out. John is out.
Well, it was good while it lasted.
Half Pint, well done, well done.
All right, we're down to our final two. People are cheering and clapping as John goes out, cheering for him and his efforts. All right, could be our final round here. All right, he shuffles, just the two of you competing now, throws down the D8s. Ooh, Mungo feeling confident, starting off with the lead. All right, our D6s.
He's now switched to banana, so.
Oof.
Oh no, should have stuck with the dragon fruit.
Uh-oh. Need a big card here at the end, D4. Oh no. And switching to his banana does not work for him as he comes in with a 7 and Half Pint coming in with a 12. Half Pint wins it. Half Pint takes first.
Mungo throws away the banana in disgust.
All right. So again, everyone cheers and we say we have our winner, Half Pint coming in first, Mungo second, and John third. Great effort, everybody. Great effort. Your awards will be provided during our festivities later. Make sure you are ready and listen for your name to be called. And until then, enjoy the festivities. And since you guys are in the tavern, the barmaid comes over and brings each of you a ale as well to drink for participating in her bar. All right. With that, you hear some noise coming from the next tavern over as several people are getting ready to start the drinking competition. And with that, the bell goes off, horns sound. Our drinking competition is about to begin. Please, everybody, make your way over to the tavern. The 5 points, and we will begin. All right, so for this one, your DC to beat is a 5, I believe it was. Yep, so it's DC 5, and each round you're going to have an accumulative -1 to your drinking checks as you continue drinking and yourselves into a stupor. All right. So these will be your, where's that? Stamina checks. So with that, go ahead and we begin our first round. The ales are put in front of you, and the moderator puts up a hand, throws it down, and says, "Begin!" And everyone grabs their mug and starts chugging. All right, guys, your first stamina check, trying to beat a DC 5.
I can't select my token, so I guess I'll
you
just
can't?
have to roll normally.
Did I not give you control of your token? Nope, that is on me. I did not do that. All right, where are you? There you are. And that's Royal Guard, right?
No, Pious Pete.
Oh, Pious Pete is... Who's the player?
Same.
Zab. Okay, that's right. Okay, let me put you in here. There you go, I got you. Owner, updated. Okay, there you go. You're owner again. All right, 14 for Pious. No problem. He chugs down his beer, his ale. All right. The next one goes off. Second guy drinks it. No problem. Cheering himself on as he chugs it down. And our third competitor. Oof, our third competitor's out already. He coughs up, spills it, chokes on it a little bit, and starts saying, "Oh, something went down my throat." Oh, no, you spilled, you're out. You're done. All right, third competitor's already out, so we're down to head. All right, our next round, -1 on this roll. All right, no problem, though. You take it on in stride. Our second competitor as well. Looking you down. I've got no chance. I'll drink you under the table any day. All right, when cheers, our third ale is put down. The moderator, begin.
So this is -2 now?
Yep, -2.
Okay.
Oh, he just barely makes it. You get a few chugs in. You get down towards the end of it and cough, and this causes you to spill the rest of your beer. Pious goes down second. And our third competitor gets up and cheers and yeah, give me another. And he gets another drink and pounds it. I told you I'd drink you under. Everyone cheers and celebrates. A couple people are disappointed it didn't last a little bit longer. Like, only the third round, what happened? But everyone else cheers and celebrates. They give you another ale on the house that you can drink. And again, they tell you, all right, thank you, competitors. Thank you for coming. You'll get your prizes at the festivities later today. Until then, again, enjoy the rest of the festivities. All right. So with that, I think I've got all of the competitors listed here. All right. With that, all of the tournament games end. It takes us into the late afternoon. The rest of the festivities are going to begin basically right at sundown. So, Mungo, go ahead and roll me 3d12. You made 14 copper from your fruit stand today.
Splendid.
All right. So before
That's increased my funds by almost 50%, by over 50%.
Yeah, you spent a bunch of it to enter the competition and even just like pay for the ability to be here because you had to pay for your slot, all that kind of stuff. So you had to save up a little bit, spend some money to be here, and made some money back there. All right. With that, anything anybody else wants to do prior to the evening's festivities beginning?
Not particularly, no.
Really.
Well,
Oh,
mostly drinking
congratulations.
with the barber. I'm +2 when I'm drinking with the barber, so yeah, we're tasting drink.
I'm going to pick a new lucky fruit. So
All right. So I was trying to
Are
figure
there
out
any
what
people from? Are there any people from out of town here, or is this just like our local festival? And
There
we know
are
everybody?
some vendors and stuff from out of town that are here. As I said, a couple of the competitors that came were from out of town, like the log chopping. There was a couple down from Elms Reach that came down to compete in that. And then some of the like local settlements that are a little bit further, outside of this main town. There are a few from there too that have come to either participate or watch or just enjoy the festivities and things like that.
No order of the scales, right?
No order of the scales, you can see.
All right.
I'm
I'll
gonna go.
congratulate Hondo on his victory. One day,
Yes.
I will not fail the elven kind.
Yeah, he's going from bar to bar and just milking his victory for free drinks.
Well done, Hundo. Well done. Well done.
All right, go
Just
ahead.
a
Then, if you're milking it for free drinks, go ahead and give me a stamina check. See how you're doing. Oh, no problem. Yeah, you're downing them like it's nothing. You're like, this is.
And that was my special trait. I am +2 as long as I'm drinking with the barber. I'm +2.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm here.
So no problem. People are starting to go like, dang, this guy can really put him down. You should have been in the drinking competition.
I'm very, very happy for Hundo too, since we're childhood friends. We grew up together, so I'm genuinely happy that he won.
Good.
Competition.
All right. With that, the bells start going off, ding, 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 off the temple, and this signifies dusk, basically, the sun setting. The rich colors coming over the horizon start to fade a bit as it gets darker. So the courtyard is now set alight with all the different lanterns and things like that. A bunch of the shop carts have been taken out as people that weren't sticking around for the festivities gathered up their supplies and either headed back to their hometowns or headed back to their homes just in general to put things away. Some of them left a little bit early to put their things away and have come back for the festivities. But the courtyard now is much more open, and outside of one of the Gilded Lady, one of the main taverns there on the courtyard, you can see that a bunch of like posts have been put up with streamers running across them. There's a bunch of tables and chairs outside. They've brought over and combined a couple of the platforms from the other competitions into one larger platform at one end. And there's a large open area for dancing and things like that. And a bunch of minstrels have begun playing, and there's music. And they have started bringing out food to all the different tables and things like that. If you guys would like to participate in the food and such, it will be 5 copper pieces for food and 1 copper piece per ale for the rest of the night. So you guys can determine how much you guys spend on food and ale. We'll say if you got first place, your first couple of drinks are free as people bought you their drinks. And the festivities begin.
Yeah, I'll definitely
And there
partake
was
in the
much
food.
rejoicing.
Much
Yeah.
rejoicing.
How much is a pint of milk?
Milk? I'd say
Yeah.
one copper.
Okay, I'm gonna have a pint of milk.
All right.
and
I
how
have a
much
meal,
is,
and I gladly accept the free ale that someone buys for me.
how much is a meal again?
The meal's 5 copper pieces. It's pretty good. It's got like a quarter chicken and some potatoes and some greens and stuff like that, and a piece of bread. So it's a pretty good meal. So 5 copper pieces and then 1 copper piece per drink.
How
Okay,
good is the quality of the cut of the chicken? Was it like butchered correctly?
You're looking and you're like, you know what? I think I might have butchered this. It's pristine.
all right. I'm going to buy a meal
Oh, there's
and
a
3
rival.
drinks.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy a meal also and 1 ale.
All right.
I'm gonna buy a meal and 2 ales.
And I'm gonna tell everyone that I cut the chicken.
Yeah, you just start pointing it out. You see how well this is cut? I did that.
That must be why it tastes so good.
I might have caught it.
Look, this cut. It's perfect.
All right. With that, the minstrels, the music's going on. You see several people that are, getting up and dancing and such. So with the festivities going on, you get your food and you get your ale. So for this part, this is going to be your kind of personality checks and such. If you would like to go around and socialize, you can do things like, if you want to try to gain favor with somebody in town, maybe a local, expert on things to help train you in something, or maybe just trying to get discounts at a local shop, or if you want to try to, what is it called? Woo somebody, all that kind of stuff. Or if you want to try to gather information, hear what kind of rumors are going on. There are people from, just outside of town or a little bit further. So you guys could hear some rumors and things like that. Whatever you guys would like to do. We'll just start with Callie, kind of go down the list here. Callie, what are you up to? Or what is Half Pint up to?
During the festivities, you mean?
Yep, during the festivities.
Look, to be honest, I'm just drinking my pint of milk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm judging everybody's chicken, and I'm just walking with Barb. Barber, that's it.
Walking around with the barber? All right. So you guys eat your meal and begin walking around. Okay. Then with that, what's the barber doing? Is he trying to listen for anything?
Yeah, I think partly, and even though I'm normally very dour in my countenance, but it's still, the festivities are kind of getting to me, the happiness of this festival. So I'm kind of smiling a little bit despite myself and enjoying the day and the night. Feeling very proud of my victory in the archery range. Telling anybody who wants to hear about it. And then while we're there, I'd kind of, with Half Pint, just kind of listening, especially drifting towards any tables that have foreigners, people from outside of our town. And I'm just listening for any kind of talk of the Order of the Scales or anything related to that.
All right. So with that, Half Pint and Barber, go ahead and roll me personality checks.
This is my, not my greatest stat.
Okay. So with that, Half Pint, as you're walking around, you hear a couple travelers discussing and talking that there are giants living in the woods to the north, and that they often attack travelers and eat them.
Where can I take notes here? Sorry.
If you double click on your character portrait, there's a notes tab on your character portrait where you can put notes there. Otherwise, the journal entries, so to the upper right above the chat, you'll see the open book. You should be able to create a journal entry and take whatever notes and stuff you'd like.
Yeah, I'm also taking notes in just a notepad document too while things are happening.
Yeah, however you want.
All right, can I say? So where can you find giants again?
To the north. So giants live in the woods to the north. They often attack travelers and eat them.
Okay.
Yeah, again, this is just something that a couple
you'd be
people
quite
are
the
talking
tasty
about.
snack, wouldn't you, Half Pint? You'd be the appetizer for that meal.
Oh God.
Fancy
Sorry,
some
listen, another
giants.
place not to go. Oh, giants! Everything's a giant for me.
That's right.
All right, I'm going to mark these off as we go through. All right, and then Barber with a 9. You hear that there is a minotaur roaming the forest to the southeast. A man's talking. I saw him. I swear I saw him. This giant, beastly creature with horns and a beast for a head. I saw him go into a cave. I came back to get somebody, but I haven't been able to find the cave again. I don't know where it was.
Minotaur, you say?
A minotaur.
A minotaur. Well, that is quite astonishing. I thought they were only myths. The famous minotaur that has its in the labyrinth and all that. I wonder if that is the one worth checking out at some point.
You can tell the guy's a bit drunk as he's telling you the story.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oro, what what is Red Hundo doing?
Hundo is, if printing had been invented, he'd be passing out cards. As he goes to each bar, he makes a loud announcement after collecting a couple drinks that that he is a hired mercenary, and that if you want the strongest mercenary in town, he is for hire.
All right, go ahead and give me a personality check.
Ooh.
A 5. As you're talking yourself up and saying how much of a great warrior and such that you are, and a great mercenary, a couple people come up to you. They look like they are traveling merchants, and they tell you, well, if you're such a great mercenary, we could sure use your help on the northern roads. There's been bandits attacking the travelers in caravans heading back and forth along the path there. You get just a few miles out of town, and the path starts to disappear, and that's where they seem to be. We've luckily been traveling in larger groups, so haven't had too much trouble, but smaller groups are constantly being attacked by these bandits.
Bandits are my speciality.
All right.
Not minotaurs?
With that, too, I'm going to give you basically...
Minotaurs are my speciality.
Nice.
Hundo, you're going to have a +1 to checks for finding, like, a hireling or somebody to come along. Like, there might be somebody in town that wants to, maybe make some coin helping you out and things like that. So it'd be like your torchbearer or your pack mule, basically. So you have a +1 to check if you do want to try to find a hireling or something to come along with you.
Okay.
All right. From there, we are on to Royal Guard.
All right, so John, he's kind of looking around because he's heard that a lot of people from out of town are here, and he wants to find somebody who has some form of knowledge of the mystical arts.
All right, go ahead and roll me a personality check.
Are you actually a wizard? Is that what you are?
Yes, well, want to be.
Okay.
In secret.
Okay. So we don't know that either, right?
No, not yet.
What do we think you are? Just a regular guy and that's it?
Yeah, just a regular hunter. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So with that, you overhear somebody telling a story that people who go into the woods to the northwest often come back dazed and confused with no memory.
Interesting.
So
I go up there and I'm just like, well, what do you mean by that?
Well, I sent a couple of hunters up into the woods to the northeast. We heard there are some deer that headed up that way. They went up there. They came back and didn't even remember me sending them up there. They didn't have their bows, their arrows. They had completely lost that entire day.
Very strange.
That's what I thought.
I'm fairly interested in them deer. I think I might go up there and check it out.
Well, it's to the northwest of town. The edge of the woods there, it's not that far. But, we saw a flock heading in that way. We got reports of a flock heading in that way. But, they haven't been able to actually investigate myself.
Yeah, I might go up there for sure.
All right. That is the rumor you get then. All right. Sam, what is Levi doing?
In his quest to attain elven knighthood, he's gonna go looking around for like the strangest people around, or find out any kind of knowledge about like quests for one thing. Any way he can prove himself, and also the more like mythic, the better.
All right. Go ahead and roll your personality check. A 14. All right. That's That's perfect. So as you go around, you hear a young man sobbing to a friend, telling a story of his brother being attacked by a large insect-like creature while they were gathering berries in the woods. The creature dragged his brother underground. He was not able to follow, and he presumes his brother is dead, but too terrified to go looking for him.
There, weep not, sir. I will find this insect and return your brother, should he still live.
And he tells you that this was off to the east of town. And you guys sit down and talk for a little bit, and he gives you a bit more descriptions. This large insect-type creature, they were gathering berries, and it seemed to burst forth from under the ground, grabbed his brother, and dragged his brother back under, and then tunneled away.
Just aberration to the natural world.
And he just continues sobbing. I've never seen anything like it. My poor brother.
Never fear.
And he thanks you. All right. Scott, what is Pin doing?
So Pin is looking around for the outdoorsy trapper hunter guys. Wants to ask anybody about rumors of riches and gold and fame and fortune around the wilderness. Oh, and what's the biggest game somebody's trapped?
All right. Roll your personality check. All right. And 11. And you hear someone start telling a story. They say, well, if it's gold and riches you seek, it's the Shadow Peak Mountain that you must travel to. There's a mighty dragon who lives up high on Shadow Peak. He is the cause for the perpetual clouds that surround the summit. You've probably heard rumors of that story as well, as it's fairly, known. Not a lot of people give a lot of detail about it. It's just rumors. So the peak of the highest mountain, or in the eastern mountains there, is perpetually shrouded by clouds. And they say it's due to a mighty dragon that lives up there. And then someone else calls out, well, if you're looking for the creature, the largest creature that's been killed, then you want to head over to the Singing Lantern. It's run by Dalmar, the adventurer. He has an exotic taxidermy collection from his days as an adventurer.
Is that like an inn or actual taxidermy shop?
It's a tavern. Yes, the Singing Lantern Tavern.
Okay.
Run by Dalmar. He's a retired adventurer, and the creatures that he killed, he basically put their heads up on the walls.
Wow. Okay, that sounds great. See if I can rummage up some people to go do this.
All right.
Bunch of us right here.
Tom.
Hey,
Okay.
real quick, I don't
Yep.
have access to create a journal in the journal area.
Let's see. I'll tell you what I'll do. Before the next session, I'll go create a folder for everybody, and I'll create a journal entry for everybody, and then give you guys control over it so you guys can do all that stuff.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. It'd be good if there's one we can all see too.
Okay. Yeah, I can create one journal and give you all control over it, and then give you each a page in it if you want. Or if you
Nice.
want to keep
That'd be
it
good.
secret, you can do
Yeah.
that too. So either way. All right. With that then, Tom.
Let's see. I am going to find out about where is a. I'm interested in the elves and their fruits and vegetable. I would like to ask about how to find magical fruits and vegetables that would be glorious and would aid the health of the people in the village. Any role I need to make?
Yeah, sorry, personality check. Yep.
Oh, Just hovered on a 16 there.
All right. So you are told about there is a lady known as the Green Lady. She has often seen outside of town to the east in the woods. There's an area where there is a large oak tree. Basically, everything around it grows very, very lush. And she is said to pray to the god, is that Idril, the world root?
Ildavir?
Yeah, Ildavir.
No, Ildavir
Oh, yeah.
or Igduril, the world
Yeah,
root.
Igdril, the world root, is what she is supposedly basically a deity to. She's known as the Green Lady. A few people have gone and seen her, especially some of the farmers and such like that, have gone to her to pray and get some kind of support in their crops growing. Some say that they've gone to her and their crops have yielded the best, and some say they've gone to her and not seen any effect, and that it doesn't do anything. So you got a few different people telling you kind of different things, but they all come back to the Green Lady.
Okay.
All right, and what is Pious Pete doing?
After eating that delicious chicken cut by Half Pint, I'm gonna go to the local temple of Dainthar and have a pray, and then check if there's any service they need. Like, does anybody need any help? Does the church need any funds? I don't know, whatever, stuff like that.
All right, go ahead and roll your personality check. All right, with a 5. All right. So with that, they actually tell you that they had posted on the notice board. They are in need of some holy water from a local spring. There is a cave to the southeast that has a spring. This cave used to be used as a bit of a temple, way back in the day. That deep down inside of there is a spring, and the spring waters help provide basically like a holy water that can be used for healing and such like that. And that they would like someone to go get some of the water. It's a bit dangerous. Creatures have moved into the caves, which is why no one has been going there themselves. But if they have someone able-bodied enough to go get some for them, they would be willing to pay.
I can figure out how to do that.
It could possibly be guarded by a minotaur who lives in a cave to the southeast.
All right, you guys are all, as that is all going on, suddenly the bells ring off again, and you see a large, affluent man in fine robes climb up onto the stage and call out, "It is time for our awards to be given to our competitors. Will those that competed in the stone lifting please make their way to the stage?" So Hundo and Levi, you guys start making your way up to the stage, as well as our third competitor there. And as they get up there, they have, basically the blocks for first, second, and third. Hundo steps up on first, Levi steps up on second, and our third competitor stands down on the third place. All right, for first place in our stone cart competition, we have Hundo Redhand. You will receive, and he hands you a sack of 200 copper pieces and this deer hide leather armor. So I'll go ahead and put leather armor in your inventory, and you can increase your copper by 200 pieces.
Nice.
Great.
Yeah. Well done. Well done.
All right, and second place going to Levi. You get 40 copper pieces and some padded armor.
I'll take it.
Levi!
And third place, you'll get your 40 copper pieces and, oops, sorry, wrong one. 20 copper pieces and the small cart. And you see a wheelbarrow basically off to the side. And he takes his 20 copper pieces and he looks okay. He's looks like he's a bit of a farmer as well. So he's like, oh, I could use a cart. That'll be helpful. And they take their prizes and everyone cheers. Give our champions a round of applause. And everybody starts cheering. And you guys step down. All right, next, what do we have? What do we have? And he looks at his list and says, the archery competition. Will our archery competitors please make their way to the stands? And
The barber hobbles up there with his cane.
And then our scout and brute, they step forward as well. The brute basically sits kind of slumped over on the third place, upset that he did so terribly. Scout, she looks fairly proud. All right, first place to our local barber here. Great work, great work. Here's your 200 copper pieces, your longbow, and your quiver of arrows.
Nice.
So you get
How many copper?
200 copper pieces.
Nice.
And weapons, that was a longbow. All right, and then second place, 40 copper pieces, or 60 copper pieces, and a short bow. And everyone cheers again. And third place, and he just like holds his hand out, not even looking at the guy, and he puts the copper and the sling in his hand. He takes it and immediately just storms off stage. And, okay, thank you for competitors. Everyone give him a round of applause. Everyone cheers again and raises their ale, and people are at this point have already started getting a bit tipsy out there.
I puff out my chest, very proud of myself, but do not smile.
And everyone steps down. All right, next we have our wood chopping competition. Those who competed in the wood chopping, please step forward. So Pin
is walking up there, and he's flexing as he's walking up there.
All right, flexing his muscles as he walks in. Oh yes, mighty, mighty competitors. Our other two competitors step up. Pin stepping into second. Our other competitors first and third. And everyone looking quite proud. All right, first place. You receive your 200 copper along with this battle axe. And he takes it and lifts it over his head with roar, roar. Everyone cheering him on. Second place, Mighty Pin. Here, you receive your 100 copper pieces and your hand axe. And he gives you a nice, well-made hand axe. And third place, 40 copper pieces with our wooden shield. And the wooden shield is painted with kind of like the local smith's emblem on it. And you all take your prizes, and everyone again cheers. Give our competitors a round of applause. Great work, great work. And you all step down off the stage as everyone cheers you on. All right, gambling competition. Please make your way up onto the stage. So Half Pint, John, Mungo, you guys make your way up onto the stage. Half Pint first, Mungo second, and John third. All right, for first place, Mighty Half Pint, 200 copper pieces, this cloak, and a dagger. All right.
A cloak and a dagger.
So you get your dagger and your cloak. The cloak adds 1 AC.
Oh, nice.
So I believe that is... what is it that gives you 1? Is that padded? Yeah, it works as padded armor. So I'll go ahead and just throw that in your inventory and rename that Fine Cloak.
Thank you.
All right.
Very cool.
And for second place, Mungo, you receive 100 copper pieces and a set of thieves' tools. He doesn't really call them thieves' tools, but and a set of fine tools.
Splendid.
And third place, John, you'll receive 40 copper pieces and a spyglass.
All right.
Let's see, I don't think spyglass is in normal stuff. I gotta go to occupation items to find that one. There it is. All right. Give our competitors a round of applause. Now everybody starts clapping and cheering for you again. All right, our last competition, the drinking competition. At this point, everybody cheers super loud and raises up their mugs and start like drinking their ales and such like that. All right, our drinking competitors. If you can stand, make your way up to the stand. And you see Bias Pete's and the other competitors start making their way up there. One of them stumbling quite difficultly. All right. Half pint, who you attacking?
No, sorry. I was empty. Sorry, my bad. I'm not attacking the judge. I'm sorry.
I figured. All right, our drinking competitors make their way up onto the stand. All right. So, first place, our competitor who received first place, you receive 180 copper pieces along with this water skin of fine wine. And he hands the guy the sack and the water skin. He raises them up and cheers, immediately popping the cork to the wine and drinking some of it. And, oh, yeah, that's good. He wipes his lip. Pius, second place. You receive 60 copper pieces, along with a jug of our local ale, and hands you a large jug of ale that is fairly heavy, swashes around a little bit, has a sigil of one of the local fermenters. And that, I don't remember if we have, maybe that's under occupation items. Let me see. I will probably just throw a barrel in your inventory because it's basically a small barrel. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to throw a barrel in your inventory, and I will go modify it as a cask of ale. And that one is worth 2 gold pieces. Worth of ale. Oops. And that went away. We'll try it one more time. There we go. All right, and third place receives 40 copper pieces along with this drinking mug, and it's this nice, like, ornate drinking mug worth a couple silver pieces. Everybody cheers and raises another glass. The guy who got first place takes another swig of the wine, raises it, cheers, kind of stumbles a little bit, and then you guys start making your way off of the stage as everybody cheers. Give our competitors a round of applause. Thank you to everyone who competed in today's games, making it such a success. And as you guys are stepping down off of the stage, suddenly you hear dogs starting to bark off in the distance. And you hear a couple dishes like clatter to the ground. And then suddenly the ground around begins to shake. You hear some tiles falling off a couple of the local roofs nearby. You hear a couple screams as the ground begins to shake harder and harder. And this massive quake begins to shake. You hear the bell in the top of the temple begin swaying and dinging as it's swaying from the earthquake. And you hear what sounds like something crumbling and collapsing in the distance, maybe a building, a wall, or a roof starting to cave in as just shaking is going on. More people screaming as more plates and things clatter across the ground. The shaking just violently. It seems to go on for at least a full minute or so before everything starts to settle back down. A couple of guys that have their dogs with them are still going crazy, kind of spinning around, barking, trying to get loose. One of them does and takes off, darting down the street off into the distance. And then the shaking begins to stop. As the shaking stops, you guys are able to regain your footing and stand back up. As people begin to collect themselves, a hum of conversation begins. People ask, well, what was that? What caused it? Where did it come from? As these conversations continue, many offer up their opinions, while others begin to clean up and help those that had fallen over and maybe been injured during the time. Count Timberfell, the large affluent man that was up on stage, climbs back up onto the stage and cries out, Silence, everyone! Calm yourselves! There's no need to panic. Please care for those who may have been wounded, and I will meet with the guards to see what may have caused this commotion. and you see him go off the stage and head off towards one of the corners of the courtyard there, where there's some guards, and start discussing. What would you guys like to do as this happens?
I'm going to.
Tickets.
I'm just gonna get close to the barber because I'm absolutely covered, so I'm afraid as fuck right now.
I mean, what was that? Earthquake? Was there something else that happened?
Yeah, you would definitely know that earthquakes are extremely rare. Most of you probably hadn't even experienced an earthquake. Maybe the older people here in town have maybe experienced like one in their lifetime.
Should we go out and see what happened?
Why?
might
Why
have been.
would you leave this to the gods?
True.
Oh no, Hundo
Could.
goes looking for those wheelbarrows that were used in the contest out in the courtyard, and if he finds one, he's going to grab a wheelbarrow and starts helping people who are, in collapsed buildings or in peril. His reputation has been burnished too well today to let that go.
Yeah, so we think buildings collapsed. We think this was like a major disaster.
Definitely a pretty strong earthquake. As you look around, you can see, like, just from the courtyard itself, several buildings look like maybe a portion of a wall had started to like crumble and fall. Maybe like a couple of the roofs look like they've collapsed in at least portions. Like there's some that are like tile roofs, some that are just like straight like hatch roofs, some that are just straight wood and stuff like that. And you can tell like a couple of them look like they've taken some damage. You know that the buildings here in the center of town are generally the best built. They're the strongest. So you can anticipate, like, if these took some damage, some of the less structurally sound buildings throughout town would probably have some damage as well.
I agree then. I think we should go out and see if anybody needs help.
Hundo grabs a wheelbarrow and goes to which church has the prettiest nuns?
I would say, as far as that, you would think the main Temple of Guran here is probably the one with the prettiest nuns, just because it's also the largest. Yeah.
Being nuns, my friend, you might be barking up the wrong tree there.
Yeah, well, but they'll be good for giving us direction, and they're nice to look at, ain't they?
Yes.
Pin's gonna go and see if he can find anyone to help.
Yeah, I wanna see if we can help people too.
Okay. So as you start making your way around, you do find, especially like right here in the center there are a few people that had fallen over. Some of the older people here had fallen, maybe, hitting their heads or scraped their knees and things like that, and you help them out. As you go around and start finding them too, you see the nuns and such coming out of the church, and some other kind of what look like people that would know some medical things coming around, and you kind of call them over. Oh, this person needs some help. This person needs some help, and kind of guiding people to where people need some help. And there's enough people here that you can tell, okay, we could probably go off down the streets and see if there's anybody that needs help anywhere else. So you guys start making your way through the streets, and as you go, a couple of you find a building where like the front door looks like it had been. Bunch of rubble had fallen in front of it and blocked it, and you can hear people on the inside, like somebody, a little child crying, and you guys knock on the door and ask if they need help, and they're like, yes, we can't get the door open, it seems to be stuck. So you guys use the wheelbarrow, start throwing the stones and stuff that had fallen there, and putting it in the wheelbarrow and shoving it all off to the side. And eventually takes you a few minutes and stuff like that, but you're able to get the door open, and inside you find a couple with their child, and it looks like the father, something had fallen on him. He looks fairly injured, his arm's like bleeding, and you guide him towards the town square where people are being helped. A couple of you others head off in another direction, and you see an area where you hear some crying out in pain. And you find somebody who looks like they're trapped, like the awning kind of like awning that stick out from their roof looks like it collapsed on top of them, and they're pinned under the wood and some debris and things like that. So you two go over, start lifting the wood and everything, and another one of you grabs him and drags him out. His leg looks like it's badly wounded, so you use another one of the carts and put him in the cart and guide him and take him back to the town square where people are being helped as well. You guys do this for probably a few hours. A couple of you holding torch lights and stuff like that as a lot of the torches had fallen. There is one or two of the buildings that are on fire, whereas the torches probably fell, caught something on fire, and have begun burning. So you see a bunch of people running and getting buckets and running down to the town square where the main well is, filling them with water and taking off back up the streets. I'm assuming maybe one of you assists in that, getting buckets of water and running back and forth, trying to douse the flames and prevent it from spreading to any of the nearby buildings. But it seems like it was a fairly devastating. It wasn't complete destruction, but there are quite a few buildings that have taken some damage and a lot of wounded people here from this event.
And no indication of what happened beyond just shaking.
No
earth.
indication of what had happened. Yeah, just everything seemed to have shaken for some reason. All right, so you guys spend quite a few hours doing this, helping everybody. Everyone seems to have calmed down a little bit. You make your way back to the center courtyard, and at that point, Count Timberfell gets back up on stage and calls out, all right, it looks like we've gotten most of the things under control. Once the sun comes up in the morning, we'll be able to get a better read of the extent of the damage to the town. We'll continue looking for anyone that may be injured or unaccounted for. If you know of anyone close to you that you have not seen, please make a look for them. And if you cannot find them, let the guards know. We need to start making an account of anyone who may be missing. And then additionally, I need to see, are there any volunteers to head to the nearby settlements and see if this was an isolated event or how far spreading this event was? Any volunteers? Any volunteers? And he looks out.
Puts up his hand.
I've got a niece in the West that I'm worried about. I think it was the lumbering town. I think that was in the West.
Lumbertown's up north.
Up north. All right. Well, then I'd like to volunteer to go check out that village since I've got a little bit of family up there.
I would also like to go to the north and help out, says the barber.
And then
Half pint. I elbow half pint.
I just look, what the hell are you doing?
Adventure time.
But it's dangerous there.
Time for us.
I think we heard
We've outgrown
bandits,
this
right?
village. It's time for us to move on. We have things to do in the world.
Okay, I'm sweating like heavily, but I just start like trembling and just like raising my hands.
Hondo
I
and
have
I'll take
zero
care of you. Don't
faith.
worry. We have other good friends too.
Oh, Barbara.
You're in good hands. Don't worry.
All right, so he gets basically a group and says, okay, we definitely want to send a group. We don't want any lone people going out there, especially just in case there's something else happens. We want to make sure you guys go in a group. We need anywhere from 6 to 10 people, please, for a group to head north. And
I lift up half pint and hold him up in the air. Half pint will go as well.
We're going to need fruit.
Well, I'm heading up to volunteer. I shall ensure that our nutrition is balanced as we go north.
I smell adventure. I'm in.
Yes.
Levi will attend as well.
Are we gonna say, like, do we all know each other, our group? Like, are we pretty close, or are we just villagers?
You're all villagers. It's, in this town, I think I would say all of you at least are familiar with each other. Some of you do have close bonds, but you're all familiar with each other.
Okay. So it's based on the bonds. Okay. So I'm pretty close with Half Pint and Hundo, but not so much the others then.
All right. So as you guys all make your volunteers and such and decide which direction you guys are going to head, the festivities begin to wind down as everyone's being taken care of. You guys are all able to head back to your homes, and the Count Timberfell says, please, prepare your things and head off as soon as you are ready. I'd say within a day or two, try to make your way up north, stop at any of the nearby towns and see just how far-reaching it was. I need to just get a sense of what had happened, and how far-reaching it was could give us a sense of what caused it. And go ahead.
The barber, when he goes home to prepare, he has a very complicated feeling when he goes home, because there are clearly rooms in the house, and I think even Half Pint and Honda would notice this, that have not been touched for years. Like, not a single item has been touched in those rooms since a certain day occurred. But when he stands in the house and he thinks about what he needs and what possessions to take with him, all he takes are his steel razors and his steel scissors and his new longbow. And then he just turns his back on the house and goes out.
All right, Half Pint, what do you do to get yourself ready?
I'm not ready. But
Barber knows that, so the barber's going to your house first to get you.
I to be honest, like, I don't even know how to get ready. So I'm gonna go along with anything the barber say.
All right.
Oh, you need your basic. You need a pack. You need your clothing, your traveling gear. Do you have some weapons to defend yourself? Take the coins you have.
I don't think I have space to put weapons. I mean, I have like morning tea, afternoon tea. I have all my cutlery. I have everything to butcher chicken. I have my ham cutter. I have all this, but do I need to bring
That's fine.
weapons? I mean,
You
is
can
it that
use
it's
your
safe?
use your butchering gear.
Okay, so
What do you chop the chickens with? You might be offended that I use the word chop for chickens.
Yeah, just don't damage my art, okay? But I will take my hand axe and this dagger that I just won. Maybe I can use this. But we are absolutely not having any monsters there, right?
Well, if you want to bring tea, I mean, it would be good to have some civilization with us out in the wild.
So no monsters there, right?
Of course not.
Okay.
We're just going down a road to the next village. What could go wrong?
Okay, that's for sure.
I think we just heard that there are giants to the north, but yeah. Maybe giants are
Don't say that when Half Pint can hear. There's quite a few things to the north, actually. Giants to the north. What else was to the north?
Was it bandits?
Mountains.
Yeah, bandits on the northern road. Memory loss in the woods to the northwest. And then giants in the woods to the north. So 3 things in the north. But we don't remind Half Pint about that.
The dragon's in the north too, isn't it? Or no?
That's in the mountains to the east.
Oh, the east. Okay.
The east has the insect, missing boy, dragon, and the minotaur in the cave as well.
All right, Oro, what is Hundo doing to prepare himself?
Well, he now has 2 suits of armor, one hide and his prized leather, and he really wants a missile weapon, a longbow or a short bow. So I guess he's trying to trade his leathers in for the best bow he can find on short notice.
Okay, so if you trade in the leather armor, you're going to get roughly 16 gold pieces for that. And if you want,
how much is
a longbow cost 40, but a short bow costs 25. So I would say you could do some bartering and a little bit of copper. So I would say basically, with the difference between the leather, you'd spend maybe 5 gold to get your short bow.
Yeah, although he doesn't, he just got 200 copper, but so he has 2.5 gold basically. So how about he'll trade in his hide for that sharp bow and keep the leather.
Okay, and then with that, then you can keep an additional 5 gold pieces. So you get 5 gold pieces and that short bow for trading in your hide.
Could I do 200 copper and sell my vial of holy water to get padded armor? Value of 5 gold?
Yeah, you can do that.
All right.
Okay, so for Hundo, we're getting rid of the hide and we're giving you a short bow, right?
That's right.
All right, short bow in your inventory. And
I unchecked hide. I didn't know what else I could.
yeah, you just delete it. There it goes. Okay, and sorry, who was it that was buying armor? That was Barber?
The barber. The
Okay.
barber's gonna get rid of 200 copper and the holy water
Okay.
for 1 set of padded armor.
Padded armor, okay. That is in your inventory.
Thank you.
Okay. What is John doing? Royal Guard.
Oh well, he's grabbing his pelts. Maybe you can get some people to purchase them on the road. And all of his hunting gear and such. And he's ready to head out to the north and possibly investigate that memory loss up in the northwest.
All right. Sam, what's Levi doing?
He's gonna spend some time focusing on his longsword, which I guess that's mithril, right? Because he comes with a longsword, but he's elf.
Mhm.
So.
Yep.
And then he's gonna go buy some basic supplies from the town.
Okay.
And
I guess we should do that.
the
We need
list up
rations,
here.
right?
Oh yeah.
How far is the town? Is it more than a day's travel?
You would probably assume that the next nearest town to the north is probably a couple days walk.
Okay, so
Oh,
we
yeah,
do
he'll
need
buy
some rations then.
Well, there's that guy has got that cask of liquor there. What else do we need?
I think Mungo is bringing fruit, right?
Yeah, we got
Bring
fruit.
in for
Bring some
Yep.
torches as well. Get some basic supplies.
All right. Who wants torches?
I will take a torch.
I'll take
Wait
a
a minute,
torch.
I'm gonna-
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take one.
Elves have infravision.
Okay, I'm gonna go down the list then. So, Callie, did you want torches?
I don't know. Do I need torches? What am I
You
gonna
you
do
have
with torches?
infravision for I think it's what infravision for 20 or 30.
Oh
30.
no, that was just a joke. No, no, I don't. I don't want torches. No.
Okay. Any other general supplies that you want?
I would say no,
No. Okay. All right.
because I mean, I really want to have my character like unprepared,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
then he develops himself.
All right then. The barber. Any additional supplies you're grabbing?
Yeah, I'm gonna get 1 rations, 1 torch.
Okay.
Um,
So rations are 5 copper, and a torch
Yeah.
is 1 copper.
I think that's all I can afford for basic stuff.
Okay. Hundo, are you grabbing any additional supplies? Oh, Hundo, I think you're muted.
Okay. Honda? Oh, Honda.
Yeah, he's muted.
Yeah, here I am talking away. I've got a grappling hook, so I'm going to buy 2 50-foot lengths of rope. I'm going to buy 4 days worth of rations. And how much is a lantern?
A lantern is 10 gold.
Okay, a little my price range. So I'll buy 3 torches.
Okay, so 3 torches will be 3 copper. The rope
Yeah.
is 25 copper for each 50 feet.
Okay,
So I got 3 torches.
53.
And you're going to have 2 50-foot ropes.
Yeah.
Okay. And
What
then
else, guys,
you
that we
said
normally need for
A flint and steel, so we can light the torches.
That's a good idea.
all right. Flint and steel's 15 copper. Don't worry about purchasing the flint and steel. I think that's something you'd already have on you. Most of you guys would have that stuff or be able to collect that kind of stuff. All right. And then
He actually buys a few extra rations just because it sounds like his companions aren't buying. So he's gonna stock up just a little bit.
All
So
right.
I'm
how
gonna
about
buy
8?
some extra ones too.
He buys maybe 8 rations and stuffs them in his back.
Okay.
So
rations are 5 apiece, so you're gonna grab 8 of those. All right. John, purchasing any additional supplies?
I'm gonna get 2 torches and 2 rations. Also, how much would like trapping supplies be?
Let's see. You're already a hunter, so I would say you would basically have those at home, so you should be able to
Okay,
get those. So.
gotcha. All right. So yeah, I'll just get those.
Okay. So how many rations did you said?
2.
2. Okay. All right. So that'll be 12 copper pieces for your rations and your torches.
How many rations does Mongo's fruit constitute?
I would say with your fruit, you could probably carry. We'll say 12 rations worth.
Sounds good. And I'll get torches of copper each, right?
Yep.
I'll get 2 torches.
Okay, and 2 torches.
And how much is some rope?
Rope is 25 or 25 copper pieces.
Okay, I got some rope, and then a grappling hook is how much?
A grappling hook is 1 gold piece.
Alright, I will spend myself down to only 3 copper by getting a grappling hook and a rope.
Okay. All right. Levi, did we go over yours? What were you getting?
He's gonna try to trade the helmet. It's a steel helmet.
Okay.
And he's gonna try to trade that for a backpack.
Okay. I could say you can do that.
And then he's going to buy like 3 days worth of rations.
Okay.
And then he he will purchase 1 empty flask. I guess that'll do it.
All right. That's 18 copper for you then. All right. Pin, what is Pin doing? What is he getting?
So Pin, obviously he's grabbing all his trapping supplies, but he also wants to see if someone will buy his badger pelt or trade him for a shield.
Okay. You could say you could go sell the badger pelt. Badger pelt's not worth a whole ton versus like a shield, but I would say with the badger pelt and let's see, a shield, I'd say you probably got to spend about 100 copper plus the badger pelt will get you your shield.
Okay, so I'm just gonna blow all my winnings. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll remove the badger pelt. We'll throw a shield in your inventory, and we'll take out 100 copper. There you go. Okay.
Can the barber spend his last 12 copper to buy a large sack?
Yeah.
And then we'll say it's got like a strap on it. He can kind of sling it over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shoulder bag. All right. Large sack. All right. Anything else for Pin?
I guess I need rations. Yeah, so however much that is.
Rations are 5 copper apiece.
Okay, so yeah, I'll do. Wait, is a ration like a week or a day? Or...
Day per day.
All right, so I'll get 3 rations.
Okay. Three rations. That's 15 copper pieces.
Probably like jerky and a biscuit.
Yeah, they're mixed things like that. And some dried meats and things like that. All right. Tom, anything else Mungo's doing? I think you got all your stuff there.
Nah, I'm down to like 3 copper pieces, so I think I'm good.
All right. And lastly, what is Pious Pete doing?
Like everybody else, shopping. The only thing I really have at home is my stick, so I'll grab that. And then I'm gonna buy, let's say, 10 rations.
Okay.
And a large sack to put them in.
All right.
And just 1 torch.
All right. So that will be 63 copper pieces total. All right, so you guys spend the next couple days getting everything prepared and ready to go, setting all your stuff in order. You guys got your supplies, did your bartering, and are able to get all of your supplies ready. And you guys begin heading out of town on the 3rd day. Early in the morning, you all gather at the town center, and you meet with the Count Timberfell. He basically gives you a letter with his sigil on it saying that you are basically on a mission for the town of Ravenswood to investigate the strange occurrence that had happened a couple days ago, and that basically whoever's in charge of whatever town you go to should provide whatever information they can. And with that, you guys are able to head north. So as you guys are heading north, anything you would like to do?
My pretext of hobbling along is gone once we clear the town, and I'm just walking at the same easy pace as everybody else, twirling my cane, just enjoying with my fedora hat, enjoying the nice weather.
Yeah, it is a nice day. It's basically midsummer, so taking off in the morning. It's nice and cool. There's a little bit of dew on the grass and things like that as you guys are heading down the main road. The main road leading out of town is pretty well established for the first at least couple miles outside of town, and then it starts to become more of a dirt kind of well-traveled kind of area. Not so much a road anymore, but just a well-traveled path. And you guys are able to make it to the first little settlement. This area's got maybe a dozen buildings. There's one tavern and then some houses, and that's pretty much it that's here. Looks like this is just a small settlement where there's maybe some people that fish along the river and hunt and just kind of live their lives quietly here off on their own. As you guys approach the town, what would you like to do?
Oh, Shadow, just one thing that I forgot. Can I just buy a smoking pipe and some herb?
Yeah, I would say that's fine. For that, you may even have a smoking pipe yourself and some herbs, so I would say you pretty much already have that stuff with you. You're fine.
Okay, so I've been smoking the entire place and singing with the quality of someone who has 8 personality, so terribly. But yeah, so just as a detail, yeah.
So with my 6 personality, I will whistle in an off tune, discordant with you. But we both imagine that it's a wonderful song, and we're having a great time singing in what we think is harmony.
All right, both of you roll me personality checks.
Oh God.
Oh God. Hell yeah.
All right.
I'm not half bad.
Right.
I'm by accident actually good.
Half Pint's like completely off key as he's trying to like sing this little ditty that he knows, and he's forgetting like some of the words and such. But the barber's whistle is like got a nice pace to it, so it's almost like a marching pace to this whistle that he's doing. So it's keeping everybody in a nice pace as you walk down the street.
So when we get to the settlement, what do we see?
All right. So the road itself, again, at this point, is just a dirt path. Looks like it's had wheels go over it quite a few times. So you see like the two wheel paths, and then the grass in between kind of knocked down a little bit. So you see, like I said, about a dozen small buildings, mostly all made out of wood with thatch roofs. There is one slightly larger building that looks like it has a brick base and then wood up from there. And it looks to be a tavern. You see a couple people coming out of there. This place looks like there wasn't a lot of damage here. Maybe one of the roofs is slightly collapsed, and you see people like working trying to fix it. You see a couple of the villagers notice you as you come up, and they kind of like stop what they're doing and look at you guys as this group of 8 makeshift companions start making their way into the town. And then this town has no paved roads. It's all just loose dirt paths.
Sorry, was it damaged, or it doesn't look damaged?
Not nearly as bad as your town. It looks like this one, again, there was like one roof that collapsed that they're working on fixing. It was all wood structures for the most part that looked like they withstood whatever may have happened if it reached this far. But at least one of the thatch roofs had collapsed, and there's a group working to fix it right now.
Remind me again, do we have any rumor about the settlement?
Not about the settlement itself. This one's pretty close by, so you would know of its existence and know that it's really just like a dozen families that kind of just live here outside of town. You've probably met at least a couple of them as they've come into town to trade and things like that. But they're basically a dozen families that like to live, a little bit further away from the larger settlements.
Okay. Hundo travels this road fairly often to go see his family, so he's going to call out and just ask, "What news of the north?"
And you see one of the people that's working there like stop and put his tool away and step and walks a bit towards you guys. News from the north? We haven't gotten any news from the north. We had a strange shaking a couple nights ago, and one of our roofs collapsed there, so we're helping him get it fixed back up, get it repaired for him. It was a bit scary and frightening, but all in all, we seem to be okay. What news from you? Where are you coming from?
We're coming from Ravenswood, and yeah, the same thing. There were a few roofs collapsing, but we've been sent on by the master of that town to find out what kind of damage happened north of us here. So we'll report back that you folks are doing pretty well. We've got a few strong fellows here. Do you need any quick lifting of beams or anything? You got everything you need?
That actually would be helpful. One of the main beams for this roof did collapse, and we've been struggling to get its replacement up. We've already chopped the log and prepared it as we had some ready, but lifting it up there, not many of us are too strong. So if you could assist in that, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Well, lads, let's all get this roof up here quickly.
And not even considering that he would be the one lifting the log, the barber says, is there anybody in this town who knows what might have happened? What caused the shaking?
I don't know if they know or not, but the tavern owner, Carl, he's in there. You can go speak with him.
Oh, okay.
All right. So a few of you guys go and help lift up the beam to support the roof. Anybody who would like to support in that, just go ahead and give me a strength check.
That's not the barber.
I am not gonna support that, but although I don't understand anything about construction, I'm gonna start like giving like instructions to everyone, although I don't even know what I'm doing.
Does this town have a name, just for our note taking?
You can ask around, and they don't really necessarily have a name for it, but they call the town basically by the tavern, and it's just the Green Tavern is what they call it. Not very imaginative people up here, but yeah, it's just a small settlement of these 12 families basically. So Green Tavern town could be plenty. All right, so Pin and Hundo go and assist in trying to lift the beam, struggling a bit. There's no easy way to push it up higher, so you guys are kind of standing on top of some crates and things like that, trying to lift it up. A couple of you are on the wall with some rope trying to pull it up, and it takes you a good amount of time, but after I'd say an hour or two, you guys are able to get the beam in place, hold it in place as they hammer in a couple nails and things like that, and tie it around to basically secure it in space. And with that, they thank you and go back to starting laying some branches and thinner logs across so that they can support the thatch roof as they go to put that back up as well. And they thank you for your assistance. So while that's going on, the barber heads into the tavern, and you see tavern's basically empty right now. It seems like the majority of people are out there working on repairing the building that had taken some damage. So all that's inside the tavern right now is the tavern owner. It's also early, so nobody's drinking or anything right now.
Yeah, I'll approach him and say, Carl, is it?
Oh, yes, it is. What can I do for you, stranger?
Oh, yes, we've come from Ravenswood to help out with the shakes that just happened, and we're just wondering if you know or anybody nearby might know what caused it. We have no idea in Ravenswood what was the source of that shaking.
Neither do I. I've never experienced anything like that. It's a little off-putting, to be honest. I lost a few casks of ale and a couple bottles of wine in the shaking, unfortunately. And you can tell, like, he's still, like, cleaning up some of that stuff, like, with some towels, cleaning stuff up as best he can. And it's a little bit upsetting. How is it down south?
Oh, I'd have to say we took a bit more damage, definitely. There was some dicey moments that we had to take care of. But some of my companions are somewhat fancy themselves heroes and are somewhat adventure-minded. Have you had any other troubles or situations here that we could help out with?
Oh, well, let me think. I mean, there's been stories, I haven't seen them, but I've heard a few travelers come through that said some bandits were blocking the road to the north and basically holding them at arrow point, telling them to hand over any copper and weapons they may have. They did say that as long as they handed over their things, the bandits didn't seem to attack or hurt them.
And do they seem to always attack from the same spot, or do they move around?
I've heard, I think, 3 different people mention it, and they said it's generally as you're heading north, another maybe 2 days travel north. You'll come to a large bend. There's a kind of a bit of a cliffside on the eastern side, and that bend seems to be where they've been attacked.
How many are there usually in their group when they attack?
Oh, they don't know. It varied. One of them said they only saw about 6. Another one said they saw 20. They're not sure.
All right. Well, we'll see if we head further north what we can do about that for you.
Oh, that'd be quite nice.
And I just thank him for his time and go back out and report to the others what I heard.
And he goes back to cleaning his tavern up.
Hundo says, broken casks of ale. Let's go help clean that up.
And maybe slay some bandits.
All right.
Wait. Bandits?
No, don't
We
worry.
didn't sign
They're far to the north. They're nowhere near here.
All right. So as this time, you guys say goodbye to this tiny little settlement here and start heading north. So with this, we're going to roll to see if anything kind of happens. So with this, I'm going to have kind of just go down the line each day. So Callie, go ahead and roll me 2d6.
2d6.
9. All right, with a 9, nothing happens for this next day of travel as you guys are heading north. Again, it stays fairly cool in the mornings. As it gets into mid to later in the day, it gets a bit hotter. The sun beaming down on you guys is a bit much. But as you guys get into the evenings too, it starts to settle a bit. This first night, you guys are able to find a spot off the road with some good tree cover to go under and make camp for the night. So I'd say at this point, everyone's used up at least 2 rations. And you guys make camp for the night.
Let's talk about, do we have some sneaky types, thieves and halflings? Because the next morning we're going to be, we think we might be on a road with bandits on it. Do we have a couple people we want to be like scouting the road out ahead of us?
Yeah, I would also want to know if, as we're going, if I could try to hunt.
Yeah, absolutely.
To get some hunt for some extra rations.
Yep. Yeah,
I'd like to do that too.
So you guys can spend, you guys find a spot to stop and make camp before sunset. So that gives you guys like an hour or two to possibly go out and look and see if you can find, whatever you can find. Some berries, some small game. You're probably not looking to kill anything too large, as you won't be able to take, a lot of it with you, but some small game would be kind of what you're looking for.
Yeah.
We've got a butcher with us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go set out a couple of traps.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go with my bow and if I can try to shoot some game.
All right.
Yeah, me too.
So the first person, let's see, was that Barber looking for something? Who's looking for Barber? Okay, so Barber, you'll be first. Go ahead and roll me a luck check.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So you go out and not too far off into the trees, you see a couple rabbits bouncing around. Go ahead and give me a ranged attack.
Right. Maybe that works.
They're bouncing around, moving pretty quick, but with an 11, just enough. You're able to get one of them, and you take out one rabbit. It's a fairly large rabbit. You think that once you get back and butcher this up, it'll probably provide 3 people with a ration.
And I would toss it to Half Pint and say, not much different from a chicken. I'm sure you know what to do with this. Which he probably also finds insulting.
What's your mighty deed against rabbits?
I don't think I have one. That was just my damage.
Yeah, it's the damage. Yeah, no deed.
Yeah. I'm a thief.
All right, so that gives you
three rations, right? That's
3 additional rations. Yep, I just put that in your inventory.
Okay.
Okay, who else is hunting?
Me.
I'm setting out traps.
Okay, so setting out traps. And sorry, me, who else is trapping?
I'm John.
John? Okay, John?
I'm hunting.
Go ahead and give me a luck check.
All right.
You too find a couple small rabbits. So go ahead and give me a bow attack. 11 as well. So you too get 1 rabbit. So again, that'll be 3 additional rations once you get it back and cooked up. So I'll throw 3 additional rations in your inventory.
Sweet.
All right. And then for the traps, go ahead and roll me a luck check. Oof. Unfortunately, when you check your traps in the morning, they will be empty. All right. So you guys do your hunting, get a couple more rations for yourselves, and make camp for the night. Anything you guys are doing over the night?
Well, if they're gonna eat, I'm gonna cook.
Yeah, and Hunter will take the first watch till midnight.
Okay.
He'll volunteer to lose a couple hours sleep to keep watch over the camp, and then who wants to be second watch? He'll wake him up.
Well, Pin's
Leave
gonna
out.
go over and watch Half Pint cook because he's very interested in this.
I'll take the morning watch.
Okay.
Barbara will wake up early. Take the morning watch.
All right. So with that, then, Hundo, you said you were doing the first watch. Go ahead and roll me 2d6.
If there's no second watch, I'll take the second watch. That's fine.
First watch. All right. With an 11, you guys start making up your camp. You set a small fire. Half Pint begins cooking, and Hundo, you go ahead and roll me a luck check.
Oh, Dice, that's good.
Oh no, one is good. Yeah, one's good. Yeah, you want to roll under your luck score, so that was good.
I'm oozing luck.
Don't need these things anymore. Okay, so you guys are going to set yourselves up. I'm going to go ahead and transition us to nighttime, and we'll say here is the campfire. You guys can position yourselves around the campfire however you would like. All right.
Making an apple stew.
All right. So you guys are all prepping this. You guys can smell the delicious food that's cooking. And Hundo, you hear rustling in the bushes behind you.
He stands up and draws his short bow and says, "Who goes there?"
And you hear like sniffing of some sort.
More food. I pull
Make
out my
yourself
longbow.
known, or you're gonna get an arrow in your ass.
Half Pint just get behind Barber and just stay there.
As you look in, you start to see the snout of a creature coming out, and you notice 3 wolves coming out
Ooh.
of the trees.
First snout gets an arrow.
Nice,
in it.
more rations.
So with that, I'm going to throw everybody into initiative.
Yeah, I would be shooting at this point once we saw wolves.
I'm going to put 1 additional wolf down here who's going to work as my general token, and then I'll throw all of you guys into initiative, and you'll be able to roll. So, okay. So those who haven't done it before, above the chat, you'll see a little icon that looks like 2 swords. If you click on that, you'll see the combat encounter.
Isn't there a special thing like we have to click on our token first or something?
No, if you open the combat encounter, it's not showing up for me either, but to the right of the combat encounter, you'll see other people's numbers. Right where that number is next to your name, there should be a little dice icon that's for rolling initiative.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, so looks like everybody's up. So looks like we got some of you reacting pretty well. Our wolves are kind of in the middle. So it looks like Pin, you are up first. You hear Hundo call out that you've got some company, and you hear 3 snarling wolves start coming out of the woods. Seems like they are attracted to the smell of the meat and fruits and things that are cooking here.
All right, so I am going to set up in front of. Yeah, I'll set up right there, kind of in front of Hondo. First to react. So, and taking up defensive kind of position.
Okay. Oops, I forgot to hit begin combat. Okay. There we go. Then Mungo, you are up. John on deck. Tom?
Okay. Let's see. I will light a torch and start waving.
Okay, so you light a torch. Provides a lot
Try and
more light.
intimidate, and I will try and intimidate the wolves.
All right, go ahead and give me a personality check.
Drive them off. We can eat them.
All right.
The first one was kind of disappointing. So.
Yeah, so you go over and you start waving it around, trying to be intimidating. You trip a little bit, which kind of lowers your intimidation factor there. The wolves do not seem to back down.
But that will be my turn.
John, you're up.
All right. So I'm gonna move over here, and I'm gonna take a shot at the one closest to me.
Okay. That first arrow goes sailing over it and misses, firing wildly, disappears into the woods behind.
Dang.
All right, the wolves are up. The wolves, snarling, step forward, looking like they are quite hungry. One is going to come over here to Levi. Another one's going to move towards Pin. And the third one's just going to follow up behind. So this will be one attack versus Levi. Oof. An 18 for 4 points of damage. I think that's going to drop you unconscious as this wolf bites into you.
Oh.
You fall down unconscious as this first bite basically takes you out. You collapse to the ground, crying out in pain. The second one attacking versus Pin.
First blood.
A 15. I think that. Do you have any armor, Pin? I forgot if you bought. You just have your shield, huh?
I have my shield. Yeah.
Okay, so don't forget to increase your ACs for any armor that you guys currently have. So our elf is wearing a +1 as well, so that puts him up to 13. Okay. All right. Bite against Pin for 2 points of damage. But Pin stays standing, able to take that bite.
Oh, okay, so you control the damage on our tokens?
Yeah, you can too. Basically, if you right-click on your character, you'll see on the bottom a little green box with a number in it. That's your hit points. And then the blue box above is your luck. So as you burn luck, it'll track that for you. All right. With that, Half Pint, you are up.
Well, oh god.
You see one of your
having
companions go down.
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna act, but I might have an asthma attack right now. But I will just see. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to move here, and I'm going to. Sorry, just a second. Just see one thing. Okay, I'm just gonna move here, and I'm going to attack twice. This one here.
Okay.
So first with the dagger.
A 13. I believe that does hit. Yep. For 4 points of damage. And you slice this wolf down for 4 points of damage. This one goes down, crying out in pain. It stumbles backwards and collapses, no longer moving.
Nice.
All right. Half bar.
Have fun.
The coward takes down a wolf.
I'm just gonna look to Barber, like looking for approval.
Yeah, I'm clapping and give you a big thumbs up. See, believe in yourself.
All right, staying there.
Yeah, nothing else.
All right, Hundo, you are up. You see Levi next to you go down from a bite. What are we doing?
That is a long sword.
Okay.
And at that one, closest to me there. But it looks like I got an 8.
Yep. So for your longsword, if you double click and open up your character sheet, there's a little dice icon next to your longsword. You can actually click on that.
Oh,
I do need to go in here and fix it too, because it should be at your attack bonus. So I'm going to need to go in there and do some things when you're a warrior. But for right now, it's just a basic attack. No warrior dice. Okay.
Yeah, we don't have our skills
Yep,
yet.
don't have your skills yet. Yep. So once you go upgrade to warrior, then you'll have your D4 for your deeds and stuff like that.
Oh, right.
All right, a 13 for 4 points of damage. That will hit as well. And that will finish off that wolf. You slice at that wolf and he goes down. All right. The barber. One wolf left and one guy down unconscious.
Yes, I just want to clarify, is he bleeding out? And
He is
does he
bleeding
need
out
aid?
currently. Yes, he would need aid.
What form would that aid take?
You
Is
can
it
go
something
over
that
and
my
do
character is
like
capable of doing?
Yeah, I would say, the barber, he can go over there and kind of do just a general kind of medicine check. So this would just be basic intelligence to see if you can figure out how to staunch the bleeding.
All right, I'm not good with intelligence, but at the same time, I don't want someone to die. Yeah, that's my second lowest stat. And by that, I mean an 8. Okay, well, give it a shot, because again, I don't want someone to die. So I'm going to try to stabilize
Give
Levi.
him some fruit.
All right, I'll say a 12 is
Yeah?
enough. You go over and
Okay.
can look at the bite on his leg, like his thigh, and he kind of passed out from the pain. You basically take some cloth and wrap it around his leg tightly and try to stop the bleeding. And it looks like the bleeding is slowing down. He's no longer necessarily bleeding out, but he'll need a couple stitches probably there to fix it up a bit.
Yeah, he's not dying anymore, right?
Nope, not dying anymore.
Okay, all right. That's good.
All right, Pious Pete, what are you doing?
There's only one wolf left. Is that correct?
Only one wolf left.
Okay. I will try to hit it with my staff.
All right, a 9 for 4 points of damage. A 9 is not enough. You go to swipe at the wolf, and it darts and dodges out of the way as you swing and miss. All right, Levi, unconscious on the ground, but no longer bleeding out. We go back up to top of the round. Pin.
All right, so I'm going to charge this guy. Well, maneuver into combat, so to speak, and swing with my hand axe.
Oh,
Come on!
Weapon comes loose in your hand. You grab it quickly, but your grip is disrupted. You take a -2 penalty on your next attack roll.
Why was there 3 dice on that roll?
It rolled your 2 attack, it rolled the damage, which it always does, and because you rolled a natural 1, it rolled on the fumble table for you.
Oh wow! Okay.
I like that. That does that automatically.
Yeah. Same thing if you roll a crit, it'll automatically roll for your crit as well. All right. Mungo.
I'll try another intimidation check as I wave around my torch frantically.
All right.
Get away, bad doggies! No apricots for you.
You can turn them. You're a cleric. Oh, not yet, right?
Not
You're
yet.
not a cleric yet.
All right.
Oh, better.
With that one, you see the wolf seeing its 2 companions go down. You waving around this torch, this gun turns and flees back into the woods. And it is gone. All right. With that, combat is over.
All right, half pint. Start cooking us some wolf barbecue.
Yeah, you guys can help Willow or Levi get stabilized there. You guys probably have enough supplies there to bandage up his leg. He's going to be a little bit slower for the rest of this journey there as his leg heals up a bit, but no longer dying.
We get some rations from the wolf.
Yep. So from the wolves, you guys can let's see who's chopping up the wolf.
Me.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a. We'll make this one an agility check with the knife as you
Wait,
cut
can
it.
I take the pelts first?
That'll all be part of it. I mean, if you want to try to take the
okay.
pelts first, you can roll your agility check first.
I can do everything for you. I can just take everything and separate.
Can you make me a wolf's head helmet?
Maybe if you're able to get it back to town, but not out here.
Alright,
Well,
do
given that I'm a butcher, can I have a plus for this test?
Yeah, I'll say make it a agility check and add an additional 2 to that.
and 18 for the pelts.
Okay.
So that's
yeah.
plus you.
You chop these things up, no problem.
I'm the fucking butcher.
You are.
You're
See,
able
buddy,
to get...
not too much different from a chicken.
Yeah. Between the two of them, you're able to get another, easily another 16 rations total between the two of them. The pelts, you do a pretty good job getting the pelts off. They are going to be heavy and wet, as you don't have the ability to really dry them right now. So the 2 wolf pets will be pelts. You're going to want to get them to a town rather quickly so they can be dried. Otherwise, they will begin to rot and stink. All right, so Pin.
All right.
We'll go ahead and add to your inventory a couple of pelts. Add wolf pelts.
Wolf meat steaks.
So can someone give me some rations from the wolves? Because I'm down to 1 ration. I didn't buy enough on my way.
I'll share some rations with you. I bought some extra for just that.
How much did we get from the wolf?
All right, I said 16, I believe it was. 16 rations there. So between the 2 of them.
Sweet.
Yeah, you got quite a few. You're able to basically cook them overnight. You they're not going to be the best because you have to kind of quickly cook them. You don't have time to really properly cure them. So you kind of just do like a char cook on the meat, almost turning them to jerky pretty quick, burning them pretty much, but they're enough to be able to work as rations. So you only have, overnight to cook them.
Should we spread them out, like 2 each, since there's 8 of us?
Well,
Or just give them all to one
I didn't
person?
even plan that math.
Or just Half Pint has 16 wolf steaks?
Oh no, I have shit. I leave everything to Barber.
So I'll just distribute it out, so we all have 2.
Okay, so everybody can add an additional 2 rations. So if you just go to your inventory and go to equipment, there's a little edit icon next to your rations. You can change those to add 2 in there. Looks like
That way if
Is there
something
any
happens, we don't lose them.
Is there any river close to where we are?
River? I would say
Yeah.
from where you are, there's none within earshot, so you wouldn't want to really go wandering off too far to try to find water.
Okay.
All right, everybody has rations in their inventory, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice, we're doing good.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
I'm not doing so good.
Levi and Pin are a little
You
bit
didn't
hurt.
die, though. You're welcome.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not conscious yet, so I can't do it properly. Thank you.
And then I'll say currently everybody's going to have 7 experience from their competing in competitions, making your way up here and dealing with those wolves. So everyone can add 7 experience or bring themselves to a total of 7 experience. I think I threw yours in, Hundo.
Nice.
Let's get in one more fight, boys, and we're level 1.
Yep.
All right, so that was our first watch. So then, luckily, that happened fairly early on. You guys are able to relax, kind of, not fully relax. You're a little bit on edge the rest of the night, but a couple of you stay up and keep watch and kind of take turns, and you guys are able to make it through the night.
We just let Levi sleep it off and get a full rest.
Right. All right, so with that, we will be back to morning time. And Levi and Pin, you will both recover 1 hit point. So there you go.
Okay, I have 1 hit point. Oh, 2.
That's 50% of my hit points.
All right, the morning comes up, and you guys are able to set off again. So you guys begin making your way, again, following the path. At this point, the path is becoming harder to follow. Not as much traffic goes through these exact routes. So you're doing your best to follow a kind of path that you can kind of make out. Let's have somebody just, who wants to be leading?
Does it take intelligence to lead?
Not me.
I would say probably, yeah, an intelligence check to follow the road.
So that would be John or Levi, right? For intelligence.
Mine. So,
I could lead.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an intelligence check.
All right. Oof. Well,
You guys are
John, you're a
wandering
hunter,
around
right?
for a while, and you guys are basically going to lose a day as you lose the road.
John, you're fired.
As the sun begins to rise and set, you realize that you're heading in the wrong direction. You started heading west when you wanted to be heading north. So you try to correct and make your way back to the road, but you lose this day of travel. So again, you guys make it through the day. Traveled out. You saw some pretty sights. You went past a small little creek. You saw some deer off in one area. They got scent of you and took off running away. Haven't seen anything too dangerous as of yet, but you make your way back to the road. Go ahead and roll me another intelligence check.
I think we don't have a map, right?
You guys don't have a map, no. Yeah, you guys are able to find your way back to where you got lost from, and you spend some time and find again, it looks like there's one tiny little trail that looks like the grass has been stomped on quite a few times. And you're able to find the path again and start making your way. You guys.
This is
Go ahead.
The main road to the lumbering town.
Yeah, so the main road ends, a few miles out of town, and then between there, people take different paths to get from, different cities and stuff like that. So there's no actual solid road that's used. Think of, Lord of the Rings traveling and stuff like that. There weren't roads. You'd have roads in the towns, but then as soon as you get out of town, the roads kind of go away as people take different paths and things like that. All right.
And do we have any sneaky types that maybe can go scout around, see if there's any bandits up ahead of us?
Yes. By sneaky, you mean a level 0 thief?
Yeah,
with a good agility score.
or halflings too are usually pretty good at sneaking around in the woods. And
yeah, half pint. What do you say? You want to go look around?
Nope. Thank you.
Well, someone's got to go with me. I don't want to go eat bandit food by myself.
All right, I'll go with you.
All right. So remember,
But I stay
quiet.
behind you.
We see something, we don't engage. We just go back to the team and report.
Are you telling me that? Do you think
We're
I'm
not. We're not heroes. Yeah, we're not heroes. You and I. Well, you might be a hero, but I'm not.
I'm a coward, man. But yeah, I'm not gonna engage.
You were pretty heroic in the wolf fight.
Well, it was adrenaline, and I pissed myself. That's why I went to find a river.
Nice.
No, I'm still pissed. I need to find a river, but I mean.
Is that what that smell was? I wondered.
All right, go ahead and roll me an agility check as you try to sneakily head up ahead and look around.
16.
All
for the
right,
barber.
16. Yeah, no problem. You feel like you're being pretty quiet. Our halfling companion also
18.
feels very, very quiet. And you guys make your way up ahead. As you come around one of the corners of the woods there, you see off in the distance a clearing with looks like another small settlement. Again, maybe 8 buildings here. All of these ones are fairly small. This one does look like it's along the side of the river, and there seems to be a couple huts directly on the river, a couple boats, small little boats on the river, and you see people going about, looks like daily business.
All right, and I don't see the bend that Carl was talking about.
Nope,
This isn't
haven't
that bend,
seen
right?
that bend yet.
Okay. All right, so I whispered a half pint. I guess nothing to see here. Let's go back. What do you think?
Oh, I think it's an awesome idea to go back.
All right, let's go.
All right, you make it back to the party and tell them what you saw.
Yeah, just around the corner, there's another little settlement with river boats. Maybe we can travel a bit faster and avoid the bandits on the road.
Now we're trying to find the bandits on the road.
Well, it would be good to get some more experience killing things. I mean, helping out.
The number
Yes,
of
that's what I
bandits
meant.
is the essential question there. I think.
Maybe this settlement up here will know more about the bandits since they're closer to them.
I could definitely
Should
use
we-
a lodging and some rest.
Should we approach?
I think so.
All right, you guys approach the town. As you approach this small little settlement here, you see maybe 8 people total kind of moving about doing their things. It looks like they're bringing in nets with some fish and stuff like that. Another one working on a pelt. Looks like he's drawing a pelt of some sort. And they kind of take notice as you walk into town.
I'm gonna go over to the guy working on a pelt and say, "Hey, could you, excuse me, but can you dry my wolf pelts for me, please?"
And she pauses what she's doing. Let me see them. See what you have. And you roll out the pelts, and they're still pretty darn fresh. She says, "Oh yes, these are in good quality too. Wolf pelts, very nice, very nice. I could definitely dry these. It would take about a week or so for me to fully prepare these and get them to where they're usable in something else. I could do that for you. It'd cost about, I'd say, 1 silver piece each."
Wow.
Do I have one?
I don't.
Let me look at my conversion. Okay, so 10 copper pieces equals 1 silver piece. I've got 33 copper. Yes. Okay, sounds reasonable.
All right. So she takes them from you. You give her the 20 copper pieces, which would be 2 silver. And she says, "Okay, I'll get started on it right away." And you see her take them to the back, and she begins working and doing some things to prepare them to start drying them.
While she's working, can we maybe chat with her a bit more and say, we're from Ravenswood. We've been sent to investigate the nearby settlements for any victims of the shaking, the earthquake. Did you guys experience that here?
She looks at you with confusion. Shaking? No, what shaking? I don't know what you're talking about.
Interesting. Green Tavern Town also had a bit of shaking, so it seems to have been localized more to the south. But we heard there's bandit trouble nearby here. Have you been having any trouble with bandits?
The bandits, they've come into here a couple times, but they seem to not be too bad. They come in, they take some food, and as long as we don't fight back, they don't seem to cause us too much trouble.
They come in regularly for tributes? When do they due to come again?
They come on occasion. It's no set schedule. I think they just
they come recently?
They come when they have food.
That's so frustrating. You arrange an appointment with the bandit, and they they say they're going to come between, 9 and 12, and then you're stuck around hanging all day to get robbed.
Well, if they're coming for tribute once a month, then they would make that rather regular. Have they come recently, or do you expect them again?
Last time they were here was probably 6 or 7 days ago.
And what's the usual interval between visits?
It doesn't seem to be a usual. I think it's just when they are in need of food. I heard that they attack caravans and such, so if they attack caravans that have food, then they come less often.
Any thoughts on where we might be able to find them?
Well, everything I hear, they attack people to the north. So I'd probably say maybe another day's trip north from here, possibly.
Has there been any recent attacks?
Haven't had many travelers through recently, so not that I've gotten word of.
All right. Well,
And how
can
you give us an exact distance to the bend in the road?
The bend, and you kind of describe it to her. Oh, yes, the cliff bend. That's you'd probably be another about 6 hours walking north of here.
Nice. Does this settlement have any kind of name? Not really, right?
No, just a little fishing settlement.
I'm gonna try to find a place to stay where I can get a good rest to get a hit point back.
Yeah. Well, you get 2 if we sleep here.
Right.
You ask around and see if there's somewhere you could stay for the night. Say by the time you got up here, it could be mid-afternoon, so you have a good half of a day that you guys could spend here conversing. Go ahead and roll me a personality check for anybody that wants to try to find a place to stay.
Not my best.
Can I stay somewhere by association with someone who has a good personality score?
0.
Oh, 2 ones.
Oh,
3 ones. Okay, I'm in. I gotta do this. Let's
Word.
see.
I'm going to try
I'm
to.
in. Crit. The ugliest person has a crit.
So
That's
as you look
hilarious.
around, this village is definitely not a village of very, very pretty people, and it seems they take offense to those that are a bit nicer looking. So when the barber comes up to talk, they take to him quite well, and they offer him some place to stay. But John, he gets an opportunity to possibly stay with him. There's like one house that's currently unoccupied. And they offer you to stay in that tiny little shack. I'd say there's enough room in there for maybe like 5 of you total if you guys are like laying directly next to each other. It's a pretty small shack.
Can I offer to maybe the reason why I rolled so high is also because they haven't seen a barber for a really, really long time, and they all just have like these long beards and long scraggly hair, and I can offer to do some cuts and shaves
Yeah, sure.
for the rest of the day in exchange for some lodgings and maybe some food or something, food and board,
Absolutely. Yeah.
room and board.
For the couple shaves that you provide and some cuts and things like that, they offer you the empty hut, and they have a lot of fish, and seems to be the main thing that they eat off here is fish and berries, and they offer you a plate. The rest of you will probably be stuck eating your rations that you have, but they offer you a plate of food for your support and helping them get their haircuts and such. But you guys are able to, 5 of you sleep inside the hut. It has a small kind of like deck with a little overhanging that the rest of you could sleep outside if you wanted to.
Pin, are you still hurt?
I am.
Let's put Levi and Pin in there for sure then, so they can have a full night's sleep.
Okay.
I don't mind sleeping outside or whatever.
All right. Then you guys spend, a few of you spend the night inside. Go ahead and, let's see. Barber, go ahead and roll me the 2d6. Have I had you roll 2d6 yet? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so.
Okay. Oh yeah. The night is quiet.
Yeah,
the
right.
the night goes by, no issues. So the way the 2d6 works is an 11 something happens and a 12 something worse happens. Outside of that, basically you're nothing really happens. So
We had the best sleep ever with
Yeah.
Snake Eyes.
yeah, that's had a good night's rest. So Pin, you heal back up to max, which I think is 5, right? Yep. So you're back up to 5. And Levi, your max is 3. You're back up to 3.
Awesome.
All right. Go ahead and everybody give yourself another point of experience for that. Interacting there.
It's a few more haircuts and we'll be level 1.
All right. As we come up close to 10 o'clock, I think we may pause at this little settlement here. So as you guys spend your night resting here, I'm basically going to do like a cutscene. So this isn't something that your characters will know about. This is something that you as players would know about. So our scene is shrouded in complete darkness. As the camera pans forward along the ground, dim light begins to reveal a large cavern. In the center lies a large boulders with cracks splitting it in several directions. From inside, a dull purple light pulses. Your attention is drawn to movement in the corner. A small rat skitters out of a hole and sniffs around. It continues moving towards the center of the room, skittering left, skittering right around larger stones and debris on the ground. It continues to pause and sniff around before continuing on its winding trail. The rat approaches the large boulder and sits up on its hind legs, sniffing inquisitively. Snap! Suddenly, a large tentacle whips out of the crack, wrapping around the creature and pulling it inside the stone. With a squeal, a crack, and then silence. The purple glow pulses a bit brighter, and the camera pans out around and begins moving down a dark tunnel into darkness. So that is your cutscene, and we are back to you guys just resting up in this small little hovel of buildings here at this little fishing town. You guys will wake in the morning feeling fully refreshed and be able to decide where you want to go next. If you want to continue heading north, investigating the bandits, or knowing now that the shaking did not happen here, if you want to head back south to let your town know the extent that about 5 days north is where the shaking was not felt. Thank you for watching our first episode of Stories from Valtara. If you're enjoying the series, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.